Dear sons, brothers, gather around. Let me take you back to a morning that changed the course of history forever. Not just any morning, but a dawn so powerful the earth itself seemed to whisper hope. This isn't a legend. This isn't a tale of once upon a time. This is the true story of how the Son of God walked out of his grave. Let's begin. It all started with silence. Friday had ended in horror. The teacher they loved, Jesus, had been brutally executed. His hands that healed were nailed down. His voice that calmed storms had gone quiet. Darkness covered the land. The sky wept, and it felt like all hope was buried with him. His body was taken down by two secret followers, Joseph and Nicodemus. They wrapped him gently, as if still trying to protect the one they had come to believe in. The tomb was borrowed, but the pain was permanent, or so they thought. A massive stone sealed the entrance. Roman guards stood like statues, and in the hearts of his followers, there was only grief. The Sabbath passed in silence. No one spoke of miracles. No one expected a comeback. The disciples hid behind locked doors. The women, still faithful, rose early Sunday morning just to show him one last act of love. Mary Magdalene, Joanna, Salome, the other Mary. They brought spices. Their hearts were heavy, but something was waiting for them at that tomb. As the first golden rays kissed the horizon, they arrived, only to stop in their tracks. The stone, that impossible final barrier, was already rolled away. They looked at each other in disbelief. Who would do this? They stepped inside and gasped. The tomb was empty. No body, no guards, only folded linen, like someone had calmly undressed and walked away. Then, light. Two men in dazzling white, not men, angels. And with a voice that echoed through time, they spoke, "Why do you seek the living among the dead? He is not here. He has risen." Their hearts pounded. Tears of grief turned into trembling hope. They ran, stumbling over stones and each other, straight to the disciples. Peter and John didn't wait. They sprinted to the tomb. And what they saw changed everything. The linen, the silence, the absence of death. Still, could it be real? They walked away in confusion, but Mary stayed behind, weeping until she heard a voice. "Why are you crying?" the man asked. She thought he was the gardener until he said her name, Mary. It hit her like lightning. She knew that voice. She turned and saw him, alive, not a ghost, not a vision. Jesus. Her breath caught. Tears fell again, this time tears of joy. "Rabboni," she cried. Jesus smiled. He told her to go. "Go tell the brothers. Go tell the world. Death has lost." That evening, the disciples were locked away, terrified, defeated, and suddenly, without warning, he appeared. Right there, among them. "Peace be with you," he said. They froze. Then he showed them his hands, his side. It was him. Their fear melted. Their joy erupted. Jesus, the one they saw crushed on a cross, now stood victorious in their midst. But not all were present. Thomas had missed it. And when he heard, he couldn't believe. "I must see it for myself," he said. A week passed. And then Jesus came again, just for Thomas. He looked him in the eyes, held out his hands. "Touch my scars," he said. "Stop doubting and believe." Thomas fell to his knees. "My Lord and my God." Jesus smiled. "You believe because you see," he said, "but blessed are those who have not seen and yet believe." That's us, brothers. You and me. We haven't seen the scars, but we've felt the grace. He appeared again and again, thence far, on a dusty road to Emmaus, walking beside two grieving men. They didn't recognize him until he broke bread, and in that moment, their eyes opened. He vanished. Their hearts burned. He met them by the sea. They were fishing, like old times. Jesus called from the shore, "Cast your net on the right side." The net overflowed. Peter dove into the water, heart bursting. Jesus had made them breakfast. He sat with them, ate with them, laughed with them. And then he turned to Peter. "Do you love me?" 3 times he asked. 3 times Peter said yes, and Jesus restored him. "Feed my sheep." He taught them about the kingdom. He opened the scriptures. He explained how the Messiah had to suffer and rise. They were no longer afraid because death was no longer final. Then came the mountaintop. He gathered them one last time, gave them a command, "Go. Make disciples of all nations," and a promise, "I am with you always." Then he rose, not metaphorically, not in spirit. He ascended into the clouds before their very eyes. Angels appeared. "Why do you look into the sky?" they said. "He will return just as you saw him go." This story didn't end at the tomb. It didn't end on the mountain. It's still unfolding, through you, through me. Because he lives, we live. Because he rose, we rise. So when the world feels dark, remember the morning light at the tomb. When fear grips you, remember the voice that said, peace. When doubt creeps in, remember Thomas, who touched the scars. The resurrection isn't a footnote, it's the headline. The war was won that morning, sin defeated, hell silenced, the king rose. So tell the story, shout it from the rooftops, the tomb is empty, Jesus is alive, hope has a name, and his name is Jesus. He did it for you, he did it for every broken heart, every lonely soul. The cross was the payment. The resurrection, the receipt, it is finished. Walk in that victory, live in that light. Let the same spirit that raised Jesus fill you, guide you, empower you. You are not forgotten. So brothers, sons, let the world know he is not here. He is risen. Just as he said, he's coming again. And until that day, we live in the power of resurrection. Let every heart rejoice. Let every tear dry, because the King has conquered, and the grave could not hold him. He is risen.